Azerbaijan Airlines has said that its preliminary investigations into the Christmas Day crash that killed 38 people suggest the accident was caused by external, physical and technical interference, a euphemism if ever I heard one. It comes amid reports that Russian air defense systems shot down the aircraft as it travelled to Grozny from the Azerbaijani capital of Baku. Russia's aviation watchdog has said the plane's captain was offered other airports for landing but chose to fly to western Kazakhstan. I'm joined now by the aviation expert Sally Gethin. Welcome to the show, Sally.
Hello there.
I've seen the rather awful video online of the plane coming down to land. It does this extraordinary thing of sort of rising in the air and then dipping in the air. What is it that makes people think that it was shot down? What's the kind of external evidence that would lead you to go down that path?
I mean, just going to the dipping, the rise and fall, like you said. In fact, flight radar, which tracks flight paths of all airlines and aircraft, shows that it was in that erratic pattern well before it actually did crash. So in other words, there was a long-standing battle, I think, really, by the pilots to wrest control of the airplane. They have been described as heroic in the fact that they were able to bring it down at all with life being salvaged on board despite the tragedies. So it's a complicated pattern, what happened. And I think, more and more is coming out all the time. But the problem is, or the issue is, it's not just about aeronautics and aviation, but really about geopolitics and really the military conflict that's so far developed in that region. And in a way, what's happened is a sort of a blame game has started, if you like, but there are lots of plausible reasons for that. In other words, it's not just for the sake of pointing the finger. There is forensic evidence, and what transpired very quickly was the surface of the fuselage after it had come down, which showed what looked like shrapnel indentations and perforations in the fuselage, and so that really gave rise immediately to suspicions that it was not a flock of birds or a bird strike as had initially been suspected.
Absolutely. I mean, it is amazing, really, that the pilot did manage to save so many lives. Because, again, when you see the video, it hits the runway and explodes. It's extraordinary, really.
It's very sad, and I must say at this point, so there were two pilots that lost their lives and a female flight crew member. And when you think that, particularly the pilots, were right in the hot seat trying to save this plane, and they didn't live to see the outcome that they did save lives. We can't lose sight of that, the very human cost to this. And aviation strives to be very much a safety first industry.
Yes.
As an industry, we don't tend to jump to any conclusions, or whether you're working directly within the industry or you're more on, I analyze more independently. So really there has to be compelling evidence for that. I mean, the stage now that the focus will be on is the investigation. And so Kazakhstan is taking the lead on that, but obviously Russia would want to send a delegation. My understanding is that they've been rejected from that process. Again, a lot of this is speculation. The integrity of that process is so important because the voice and data recorders, the so-called black boxes, will yield much more information that was actually going on board the aircraft.
Excellent. Well, thanks for bringing us up to date, Sally Gethin, giving some real insights there into what is supposed to have happened to the Azerbaijan airline plane that crashed in Kazakhstan, and also the heroism of the two pilots who sadly lost their lives along with a flight attendant.
Самолет упал. Чё, куда я?
Туда оттащим подальше. Ноги. Подожди, сиди.
Сиди, пусть сидит. Тут люди упали. Самолет разбился.
Ева, кит там. Ёб твою мать! Блядь!
СНГ. И что прежде чем мы начнем работу, к сожалению, должен сказать несколько слов о трагедии, которая произошла сегодня в Актау. Разбился самолет, есть погибшие, раненых много. И, как мы сейчас только с вами и говорили, я от вашего имени хочу выразить соболезнования семьям погибших и всем пострадавшим. Будем надеяться на их выздоровление.